Hello, welcome for the Indian Quizzing League 2023 year-end edition. We did a lot of quizzes during the year, but we thought let's do a year-end quiz. A year-end quiz where we'll see what all the year was all about, and we'll touch the most of your interesting topics like cricket, sports, entertainment, how the world looked like, plus business. And as a special guest, joining from Bangalore is none other than Titash. Titash is known to everyone as a quizzer, as a quiz master, as an entrepreneur, and he is a co-founder of Gyan Space. So welcome, Titash, and thanks for joining today.
Thank you,
Your
Anurag.
organization.
Thank you.
So we Titash, हम आपसे हिंदी इंग्लिश जिसमें भी आप बोलना चाहें, बात करना चाहें, बात कीजिएगा.
Kuch bhi,
और
whatever you wish. We can talk
yeah,
in
and
English
I
sometimes, we can speak in English. Is in
right.
Hindi.
So English is the will be the mode today, दोस्तों. और
Sure.
we have one of the best quizzers joining us in this whole setup, Titash. So you will see a lot of competition और बहुत मजा आने वाला है. T20 format की तरह इस quiz को बनाया गया है. So all those who are joining right now, just stay tuned and you will not miss anything, even if you join later on. So अपने दोस्तों को बुलाइए जिनको भी आपको बुलाना है, and just have the fun. That's the way. So Titash, let's as a special guest, please do the honor of calling it Let's Play, and we'll start it as you say.
All right. Let's start the IQL 2023 year ender and let's play.
Great. So दोस्तों, Titash joining from Bangalore says let's play. So let's play. So आपको हाथ खड़ा करना है जैसे आपको बताया था हमने. And here comes the first question. You have to raise your hand. जिसको हम first ball बोलते हैं, Titash. And here it comes for all of you. Identify the person along with Sachin. And we have Khushmit, Roshan, Amber, Sinha, and who else? Chaitanya. So these are the top four. So don't lower your hands. And first going to Khushmeet. Yes, Khushmeet, what's the answer?
So is it Neeraj Chopra?
Neeraj Chopra. Okay, no. So ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा हिल गया था फिर से. Okay, -10 to you. Mute yourself, Amber Sinha. Yes, what's the answer?
So is she India Sijnode?
Sorry?
India Sijnode.
Okay, मुझे पता नहीं कौन है, but you also get a -10. Then we had somebody else, but suddenly Madhur has come in front. So I'll request you not to lower your hands. Okay, Madhur, what's the answer?
I think this is Robin Mins, the cricketer from Jharkhand.
Robin Mins will get you -10. Amreshwar, you have a huge task today. Finally, Sadika.
Okay, yeah, hi Anurag. This is Saveri here,
Yeah.
logging in with my. I
Sure.
think this
Good.
looks like Ishan Kishan.
Ishan Kishan.
Hello.
Okay. So everybody caught wrong. Amreshwar, keep a note of it. 4 of them gets -10. And Pritash, Vrinda Rathi. How can anybody miss Vrinda Rathi? The first Empire, Test Empire recently got that tag. What do you think, Titash? A very fumbled start today. Yeah, you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah, quite tough to get it from the childhood visual, to be honest. Frankly, I would not have got it. For me, it
Okay.
looked a lot like Veda Krishnamurthy, actually. That would have been my guess. But
Oh, okay.
yes, great achievement, of course, Vrinda Rathi. And we, of course, saw her during the Women's Premier League umpiring. And I think she did a really good job. And it's great to see not only women cricketers emerging, but also women umpires. So that's great.
Right. And she is very short heighted. Means you can see Sachin himself is not that great height, and then Vrinda is even shorter. So the bowler who is coming to bowl is a normal height, basically. It's not a 6-footer bowler you see there. Only thing is that Vrinda's height is, I think, less than 5 feet. So that makes her looks like a child. And yeah, when she wears the dress of an umpire and when we saw her in the match, she definitely looked a different one. So yeah, really a very fumbled start by all the quizzes. But let's go to the second question.
I want to add something here, Anurag. So there was a person who dropped out. Can he be volunteering? Because we need to give him -10. Because
Yeah.
someone before Madhur. We can
Probably.
consider-
Yeah.
And
Give
people
him.
has to be on camera. There are few people who are raising
Yeah.
hands not on camera.
Right. So we will be on camera and
Be fair with everybody. Yeah.
Be on camera. Lower hands will give you immediately minus. Amreshwar will give a -10. Yes, Amreshwar. So the name, जो भी मैं नाम announce कर रहा हूँ, सबको अगर वो they have dropped their hands, lowered their hands, just give a
So who
-10.
was after Pushmit and Amber? I mean,
That's fine. It's okay. ठीक है, अगर याद नहीं है तो ठीक है. You take a call. अगर याद नहीं है तो it's okay. ठीक है.
it was Chaitanya, I think so.
ठीक है, करो उसको करो.
Message me 1-to-1 immediately. It was Chaitanya.
So what I'm saying, immediately you write those names. I know it's a tough task, but write the names which I announce. इससे आपको ठीक रहेगा. ठीक है.
I'm giving Chaitanya, was it you? I can give -10 because people are knowing it was Chaitanya.
या तो करो ना उसको करो. Don't ask. Okay, Chaitanya, don't ask Amreshwar. Just do it. Huh? Okay. Next one. Next one. And Titash will come to you after this. So ball number 2. And as we said, Amreshwar is keeping a tab of it. जो भी मैं नाम अनाउंस कर रहा हूँ उसके बाद में अगर आपने हाथ उसको डाउन किया तो you will get a minus there and then. Okay. All the best. Here it comes. You just need to identify X and connect as well. From the world of business, from the world of 2023, from the world of most rich mans. That is the best I can give you. Okay, so we have Sarth, Shreyas, keep a note, Amreshwar. Sarth, Shreyas, Mukmeet, and then we have Atharv Singh. So that is order. And going to Sarth. Yes, Sarth, what's the answer? So I think Sarth is not unmuting. So moving on, Sarth gets a -10. Shreyas, what's your answer?
I
Shreyas?
think
Yeah, you have to be on camera first of all. So and then you have to be very quick. So you get a -10, Sarth. Just forget it. Moving on to Shreyas.
Hello, is it Richard Branson?
Okay, Richard Branson will give you a -10. Amreshwar, make a note. Our finalist from last year, Mukmeet ji. Mukmeet ji, what's your answer?
Is it Bernard Arnault?
Bernard Arnold is the one which is already there on the left-hand side. You also get a -10. And Mukmeet ji, I can't see you picture.
I have a problem with my camera. It's on, but somehow there seems to be some issue.
Fine. So you get a -10. And finally, we go to Atharv. Yes, Atharv. Yeah, now we can see you.
Is it Bill Gates? Bill Gates.
Atharv, Bill Gates. Okay. All four of them get -10. And this seems to be a pretty tough one today. Top 2 questions. And the answer is Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison, the comeback man, Oracle man. He's the person, Titash, who is in the top 5. So a person who has been holding this initially, then went off the radar, and what a comeback he has made. So he's a person who said that, I'll show this again, very famous quote. He's the eldest of all of them, first of all, and his quote you can see there. And that's what he has proven that. And the reason why he is the richest is one of the reasons is that he's a big backer of both Apple and Amazon. Apple and Tesla. And that's how he has come in the top 5. So apart from holding 43% shares of Oracle, he also holds stocks of Tesla and Apple, which have been the biggest. So Titash, coming to cricket, any such instance where somebody made a great comeback, you think, after being out of action for long, just like Larry Ellison?
Okay, I'll be shamelessly biased here. My answer would be Saurav Ganguly during the 2006-2007 series when he made a comeback against South Africa on really seaming tracks. He was, of course, dropped during the Greg Chappell era, and he made a great comeback during the South Africa series. India lost that series, but Saurabh performed brilliantly, and then he went on to have probably his best year in Test cricket from 2007 to 2008. He also hit a double century against Pakistan, and
Yep.
also he hit his first century at the Eden Gardens as well. So Saurav Ganguly is one instance that definitely comes to my mind.
Great, great, बिल्कुल. So Titash, nothing to be biased about. That is everybody, हम सब agree करते हैं, है ना दोस्तों? Saurabh Ganguly has been a comeback man. In fact, he came in a very famous ad of, I think, Hero Honda or somewhere, where he used this
सौरव
punchline.
गांगुली भूले तो नहीं
Yeah, बिल्कुल. तो दोस्तों हम भी आप सबको नहीं भूले हैं. Lot of you, this is the first time, Titash. I think your presence is daunting. Basically, everybody's scared taking a negatives. So here comes the third one, दोस्तों. बहुत easy question है third वाला. But yeah, just stay calm. That's it. So here comes ball number 3 for all of you. And here it comes. X and Y right order में बताइएगा. X and Y right order. And the blanks are indicative. That's a big hint I'm giving. The blanks are indicative. So we have Tarun, Sumukh, Shashwat, and finally, that's it. 3 of you, and it closes now. So we'll move to Tarun. Yes, Tarun, what's your answer?
Okay, so this is a Vijay for Leander. Both Vijay Amritraj and Leander Pace were inducted in the Tennis Hall of Fame. So the Amul ad was regarding that.
Brilliant. What an answer. A Vijay for Leander. Tarun, you saved today's, you scored after a few wickets fell, and you what a score you did. So why don't you tell about yourself, Tarun? You're joining from?
I'm joining from Jamshedpur. I'm Tarun from NIT Jamshedpur.
Wow. So welcome, Tarun. So you are the first one to qualify for the grand finale. So get hold of good shampoos, everything, and then you'll be on screen all the time soon. Okay, congrats, Tarun, and you can still play till you score 20, and then you'll get a power card if you do that. So that is Vijay Leander, Vijay Amritraj Leander. First, in fact, they're the first men, Titash, first 2 Asian men to go in this Hall of Fame. So your comments here, what an achievement, right? Is it?
Yeah, so I personally feel very happy because of this. One, of course, because Leander has been a favorite from childhood. So my first initial phase of watching tennis, of course, we used to get the Grand Slams like where people like Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker used to play. Then, of course, Pete Sampras started to dominate. But my earliest memory of tennis watching during my childhood was that Doordarshan में वो लोग डेविस कप मैचेस दिखाते थे. Okay. So Leander Pace का जो performances था Davis Cup, the way he used to play for the country, just like 10 notches above the way he used to play in normal events. As a singles player, he of course became a legendary doubles player, but in singles, in Davis Cup, he could beat absolutely anyone. It didn't matter if it was like the big serving Goran Ivanisevic. 2 sets to love down, he beat Goran Ivanisevic. He led India to the Davis Cup semi-final, which was unimaginable at those times. Leander was very young during that point of time, right?
Right.
So, but on clay court, they beat France. So that was remarkable about Leander. Vijay Amritraj, of course, he has got the award more for his contribution as a broadcaster. Of course, he was a legendary player as well. But through his overall contribution to tennis, he has got the award. Vijay Amritraj, of course, the memories are, Star Sports used to show Wimbledon, right? And still shows Wimbledon. And we always have the great duo of Vijay Amritraj and Alan Wilkins commentating on Wimbledon, right? Or doing those lovely shows. Even when it rains, the show doesn't get boring when it rains also because, we have Vijay Amritraj and Alan Wilkins talking tennis. So very two special people have got into the Hall of Fame and richly deserved. And I feel also great because I personally voted for Leander Pace as well this year. So yeah.
Great. Thanks, Titash. And yeah, same feelings here. Dosto, have a look at this. This is what Titash and Shom has come up with. Off spins, sixes and surprises. A book, Titash, हम चाहेंगे कि आप बताएं spins, sixes and surprises. So कुछ surprises बताना चाहेंगे आप?
सरप्राइज जो है वो तो आपको किताब खरीद के पढ़ना पड़ेगा, फिर ही आपको सरप्राइजेस मिलेगा जो there are some very interesting moments about Indian cricket which will actually surprise you, which will delight you, and you think that, oh, this is like this. So we have tried to cover Indian cricket in detail from the start of K.S. Ranjit Singh Ji's career to the ultimate
Right.
and which was the Women's Premier League. The Women's Premier League beginning is the last match of the the book.
Right.
So we've tried to cover a large span of Indian
Bilkul.
cricket, and of course there are plenty of surprises on the way. You just have to read.
So that's why I've kept this title, Titash, 18th July 1896. By the way, I got hold of your book last week, and what a wonderful hands-on to be. So, to be honest, I've just read initial chapters, and that is the essence of a good book. You, अगर कोई बहुत अच्छी book होती है, तो you tend to grab, soak in everything, right? So I'm reading it very slowly, and generally you read a book or go to the end of the book if you don't like it, or just like an OTT. If you don't like that, you fast forward it and see what the end is. So I want to just hold on to that suspense. That's why I asked what are the further surprises. But 18th July 1896, right? So
Yeah.
can you tell about that? That will be a good thing to tell Ranjit Singh what history he created. If you can
Yes,
just
so
touch.
Ranjit Singh ji, of course, scored a century on debut for England. So initially, of course, there was resistance in his inclusion in the England team. Of course, because of race, we cannot deny that. It was because of race, but he had performed so well, in the county circuit that he just banged down the doors, right? So
And he scored that.
he had been,
He scored the century that day.
yeah.
First
So he scored a
century.
century. So he scored. It was at Old Trafford against Australia, and he scored 154 runs. So that was a great innings, and he was head and shoulders above any other batter from the England team during that time. So, and from 1896 to 1902, you could argue that Ranjit Singh ji could claim to be one of the top 2 or 3 batters in the world, along with probably Clem Hill and Victor Trumper. Of course, W.G. Grace was probably towards the end of his career. During that time, he was still playing Test cricket, but just moving towards the end of his career. So definitely Ranjit Singh ji was England's foremost batter during that time, and definitely a contender to be the best batter in the world.
Right. And just to add, yeah, to Titash, so just for the benefit of all of those who joined today, we'll watch it later on as well. This is the 6th or 7th page of the book, which covers this. And I'm very honest, वो 7 पेज के अंदर ही there's so much trivia that you can make 20 questions out of it. So that is the beauty of this book. So congrats, Titash. Our very graceful compliments to you and Shom, and hope this book does wonders. So that's what I said. If you are a quiz lover, this book has to be with you. So that's what it is. What Ranjit Singh started in 1896 and till the, as Titash said, the women's WPL auction. This covers it all. So Titash, आपसे और पूछेंगे अभी एक क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, बहुत टाइम हो गया, so people are getting jittery. Okay, 4th question coming up, and hopefully everybody is Amreshwar, you are keeping a tab of it, right? So a lot of people taking negatives, so just keep a tab of that. Generally इतना negative होता नहीं है, but today is a game of a lot of competition. Here comes the 4th ball. All the best, and here it comes. Long one. A lot of you like text questions, so we kept it like this. So Sarth, you raised your hand even before reading it. This is a warning to you, but it's okay for the first time. So Sarth, Sumukh, and who else? Amreshwar himself. Great, Amreshwar, getting padded up and then still doing it. So we'll close it here, and finally we have Mukmeet. So we'll close it here. Sarth, Sumukh, Amreshwar, and Mukmeet in that order. So Sarth, what's your answer?
I think
Your camera is not on. So you have to be on camera. Yeah. Yes, Sarth. So you get a -10, Sarth. Amreshwar, has Sarth got -20? Then he can't play further in the top 7 questions.
He did now. He did.
Okay. Now moving on to Sumukh. Sumukh, what's your answer?
This is Charles, or the current King of England.
Charles.
Yeah.
Okay. And whom did he Or who?
Padmini Kolhapure, or rather Padmini Kolhapure gave a kiss to him. A peck. Mild
I'll
kiss.
show it here. So this is for all of you to see. This was 1980, and what happened was that Padmini Kolhapure was shooting for a movie. We'll ask in a quiz which movie sometime later on, and she was hardly 16 years old. So immediately, first of all, brilliant answer, Sumukh. So this is Charles, and who got coronated this year. That's why we kept this question. And Padmani was asked to welcome Charles in the film studio, and she was hardly 16 years, and she thought that that is the custom which has to be done for every British. So Titash, that is how this famous kiss happened. Right. So any scandals in the book, Titash? You covered in the book or
Scandals in the book. No, actually, this doesn't. To very honest, it doesn't have any what you call scandals. Of course, scandals. Yeah, I mean, if you call Monkey Gate a scandal, yes, of course, that is covered in detail.
Right.
The famous phase where Harbhajan apparently said "Teri maa ki" to Andrew Simon said he heard monkey. We still don't know what the truth is. I mean, to be honest,
Right.
as a writer, I have not given any opinion on that.
Mhm.
Whether I feel Andrew Simons was right or whether I feel Harbhajan was right, I have not given any opinion on that. But yes, that is definitely scandal or controversy that is covered in the book. But it mainly focuses on how the Indian team was galvanized together after that incident
Right.
at the SCG. It was not only the Monkey Gate controversy; it was also now this I can say with conviction, the unfair
Mhm.
umpiring that happened at the SCG, right?
Right. Right.
Where people claimed catches which were basically rolling around the ground. There were
Mhm.
unfair LBW decisions. How the Indian team came together and put on a brilliant performance to beat Australia at a ground like Waka, where
Mhm.
any Asian team will struggle with that pace and bounce. Not
Right.
only an
Right.
Asian team, even teams like England in recent times have struggled at the Waka, right?
Right.
So how the team came together in the aftermath of that scandal is one
Mhm.
very important chapter in our book, and it is titled Monkey Gate Off Our Backs. So it refers to the 2008 Waka Test match.
बिल्कुल. So आपके पास आते रहेंगे और आप अभी तक आपने एक सरप्राइज नहीं बताया, तो एक सरप्राइज भी सोच के रखिए, कोई सरप्राइज बताइएगा अगले क्वेश्चन के बाद. And
ठीक है.
we'll do a Bollywood brush with cricketers. We'll do a quiz on that. A lot of only one marriage was successful, that of Sharmila and Tiger. I think others all have fallen apart, and there are a lot of. So Bollywood is our second love, so we'll do a combo of that. So last time we had Balaji Vittal as our expert, and maybe you two can frame questions, and we'll ask a very exciting quiz for that. What all cricketers do off the field. So दोस्तों बताइएगा comments में if you want such quiz. We'll love to have it with Titash and Balaji together. Great. So here comes the fifth question. Titash, we'll come to you after this question, and all hands, but don't do a man kidding, right? Okay, which last time one of you did. So let the question come and then raise your hand. Here it comes from the world of business. Identify both X and Y. A lot of in the news, and hint is Y is a three-letter word. So we have Rohan, Khushmeet, Shreyash, and who's the fourth? Advait. Rohan, Khushmeet, Shreyas, Advait. Kindly make a note, Amreshwar. Yes, Rohan. What's the answer?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, X I'll say is India,
Okay.
and these are essentially the like the market capitalization of the GDP of uh,
Something more than that, Rohan, if you're on the right track, but I'll just give you final 10 seconds. You want to correct what Y is? Okay, so moving
I
on,
mean,
just
so
stay on. Just stay on. Moving on to Pushmeet, if you get a better answer. Pushmeet, what's your answer?
So X is India and Y is per capita income.
Per capita income. Okay, and moving on to Shreyas. Just stay on Pushmeet, you also. Shreyas, what's your answer?
I also had the same answer, this GDP.
No, just give the answer correctly. What is your answer? X is what and Y is what?
X is India and Y is GDP.
Okay, that's not good enough. So what we'll do, we'll not give a negative to Rohan, but Kushmeet, you don't lower your hand, okay, yourself. So Kushmeet gets,
Excuse me, sir, it got lowered automatically when I spoke.
yeah, don't do that. You must have done it otherwise. So Kushmeet gets plus 10, okay, and Rohan doesn't get a negative, he was close, but it is GDP per capita, not exactly GDP, because you can see for India, it's suddenly dropping to 2.6. Okay, so that's why I wanted to keep this question. Everybody knows the GDP, we are moving to 5 trillion economy, but look at the pathetic per capita. So that's what it is. So good answer by Kushmeet.
Points, Anurag. I mean, I know.
So Kushmeet gets plus 10, but you don't get a negative. So he gets a 10 point. Okay, so that's a good answer. So Titash, this was kept because a lot of big achievements we are portraying, but per capita needs to improve a lot. Similarly, from the world of cricket, India with a population of 140 crore, right? Getting top 11 players, and in fact now with the IPL and everything, we have a world-class top 100 players, right? And which is acceptable and understandable, right?
Of course.
Right. So
And yes, of course, we need to. The ICC trophy is missing from our cabinet for 10 years, and that is something that is concerning for an Indian cricket fan. I mean, we can't deny that. We
right.
can't.
Okay, so I have a change of thought, and Titash, if you permit, because it's a tough quiz today. So Rohan got the India thing correct and GDP almost there. So Rohan gets plus 5, and similarly Kushmeet gets plus 5. Amrishwar, make a note of that. So both of them get plus 5 because it's a tough quiz today. So, and we're already on the 5th question. So we need finalists on the podium. That's the reason. Top both of them gets plus 5 points. Okay. Okay. So moving on to our 6th question, and after that we'll come to you, Titash, for our last. आपसे ज़्यादा बात करेंगे उसके बाद. Here's the question for all of you. And here it comes. Connect. And hint is Connect is not a person. So Connect is not a person. Roshan raises his hand. 5, 4. From the world of what Titash is expert of. So that's a big hint. And immediately we have Ayush, Sumukh with that hint, I think. And Vishwadeep. So Roshan, Ayush, Sumukh, and Vishwadeep, that is the order. What's the answer, Roshan?
My answer is 800.
Sorry, you're cracking. Can you repeat again?
My answer is 800.
You have a very bad connectivity. Just repeat once more time. I can hear you, but can't hear you that well. Okay, I can't hear. Sorry, you have bad connectivity, so you won't be able to. Otherwise, even if you, Ayush, what's your answer?
I'll just guess it's something to do with the Chandrayaan.
Okay, minus 10 to Ayush. Moving on to Sumukh. Yes, Sumukh, what's your answer?
So the answer is 800.
800. Okay, explain.
Yeah. So the guy on the right, he played Muralidharan in the movie 800, which was based on Muralidharan's life. And Pragyan Ojha was his 800 test wicket. Vijay Sethupathi was planning to play that role, but he didn't.
Okay, and the last person?
GMAT score. So you have the GMAT score is out of 800. I don't know the last one. I'm not sure who that is.
So he scored a perfect 800. One of the Indians who scored a perfect 800.
Oh,
BTech.
okay.
Brilliant answer. So what Roshan also I could hear. So Amreshwar, Roshan also gets.
I think Roshan did say 800, so I'm fine with giving.
No, you also get it as a qualifying. If Roshan connectivity is not great, then we won't be able to take him for the finals. But Roshan, if you can manage your connectivity somewhat better, we'll take you in the spotlight.
I think Roshan was saying that he was saying 800. I could hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, but his connectivity is very bad.
And so for final we can take him. But now if we give point to him also, he's already qualified. Then
Right.
answer first was his. He gets a
Yeah.
card, power card. That has to be decided.
नहीं power card नहीं मिल रहा है बस just Sumuk is there. Okay. अभी
He's
power
already
card
there.
is not there. Okay.
He's already there.
So great. So yes. So Titash, we'll move on to your next book, which is what another beauty of the book. I haven't not read it, but we like you to tell more about this book.
Yeah, so this is an IPL quiz book. This was released in 2019, and this is my first published book. This is with another very popular quizmaster and musician and also scientist, Bertie Ashley. If you read the Hindu, you'll find a Sunday quiz column written by Bertie Ashley, right? So
Right.
he and I co-authored this book. It covers the IPL from seasons 2008 to 2018, and of course, it covers various trivia about venues, about famous players, about great matches, and so it's a very fast read. It's around 104 pages, but it encapsulates a lot of very interesting trivia about the IPL. So definitely, if you are interested in the IPL, do give it a read. It's still available, still in print, and yeah, and we have received a lot of good feedback for this, and so please do give it a shot as well.
And you can see, I've kept the back cover as well. You can see a quick sampling. Was the first English player to be involved in the first season. If I can make an attempt, is it Peterson?
No.
Okay, great. So don't give the answer and let me read it. Okay. So great, Titash. So first of all, I would like to announce, Titash, that we'll give prizes of your book, both of the books as first and second prize. This is the one I got hold of it, and give me the privilege to give these books myself instead of you. I don't want a writer just giving books for free. That is, we are all art lovers or we are all literature lovers. So give me the honor of gifting the first two books to the winners today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we'll do a full quiz, full-blown cricket quiz sometime in January, and there you can roll out whatever you want to give the books that time. So today the books are on me for all the winners. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. And once more, I'm showing you the book. This is the book. Grab this book. We can have a IPL quiz. A lot of IPL experts in this group. So they even know the sitting arrangement of the auctions, who was sitting where. So a lot of experts, and we'll have a quiz for them as well. Okay, so here's your last chance, I would say, because we have 6 questions and this is the 7th one. And still the game is not over. So we'll spotlight few of you, but the format is something like that, that everybody can be a winner later on. So here it comes, the final question for all of you. All the best. And here it comes. Connect, again from the world of Titash. The connect is from the world of what Titash is expert about, and we have a lot of hands for this. Easy one. Advait, Ayush, Vanshaj, and Madhur in that order. Nobody else. So, Advait, what's your answer?
They are the sponsors for Australia.
Sponsors for Australia. Okay. You can identify all of them. Of course,
The Toyota, SPL Tech, and I'm not sure of the person.
Commonwealth Bank. Brilliant answer, Advait. You get to be a finalist second time today, and you joined from Gwalior, right? Okay, so you're muted yourself, but he joins from Gwalior. I know him. So this is, as you Advait said, and he was the first to go for it. SCL Tech and that dreadful night, Titash in Ahmedabad, where he lifted this trophy. I think many of us didn't see that. And next day, what happened was HCL stock fell on the stock exchanges. That is the impact of sponsoring a rival team, but a brilliant comeback by Australia, right? In the
of course, I mean, full threat, champion mentality, right? So I was reading an article where they talked about how India, of course, beat Australia at the Gabba in 2021 in January. And then, after that, they went on to win the T20 World Cup and then the World Test Championship and now the ODI World Cup. So that is true champion stuff. I mean, like it's in their DNA. I mean, they don't choke under big match pressure.
Right.
And so
10 in a row and 11th you losing with the. We have to do something with the format. We have to do something like IPL or even IQL. You know, IQL is still open. Even you have not answered all, but the game is wide open, dosto. So champion stuff, as Titash said, the champion stuff. Let's see who all of you are there on the stage. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll join you in the other end of the quiz. Just stating the recording. Okay, so what a first 7 question it has been. A lot of ups and downs, and finally we are able to identify along with Titash our spotlight persons joining all over from India. We have Sumuk joining from Pune. Sumuk, you can wave your hand so that we know who it is, though your name is there. We have Rohan joining from Delhi, known to everyone. We have from Kids qualifying with a very just on the nick of things. Khushmeet joining from Gurugram, a quizzer, no means you can write him out. Advait joins from Gwalior, again a quizzer from school. Tarun joins from Jamshedpur, again an engineering grad. So Tarun, you can wave your hand so that we know that the connectivity is also okay. Okay. Okay, I think he's from joining from mobile. No, wave your hand, just don't raise. And finally, we have Roshan, and we'll take his introduction later. So all the best, guys. So we start with the final 7 questions. So दोस्तों जो आप सब लोग जो इस वक्त screen पे नहीं है, those are also very much in the game. And Titash, your chance to say.
Oh, okay.
Let's play.
All right. So it's the finale of the IQL season ender 2023. Let's play.
Wow, thanks. Great. So this is the second inning sort of thing. So thanks, Titash. और हम आपके पास आते रहेंगे. And let's have the first question first. So here comes the ball number 1 for the finale. Open to everyone, but the first 2 chances on this, those who have their name appended with AA. And all the best, all of you. Game pura abhi tak baki hai. Nobody has a power card, so game wide open. Everybody has a 0 score. Here it comes. First one from the world of business. You don't have to identify all, but you have to connect what is the context. We have Khushmeet from the podium going for it, and we have Roshan from the podium going for it. So from the podium, nobody else can now go. We'll wait for 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yes, Khushmeet, what's the answer?
So the context is that today is the 100th anniversary of Disney Company, Walt Disney Company.
Okay, and what about the right one? What is the connect?
It must be connected to Walt Disney only, the person.
Okay, -10 to you, Khushmeet. We have now Roshan. Roshan, what's the answer?
So this is about Mickey Mouse Copyright Act, basically. So they have certain rules until the fictional characters they can go into public domain. So they have something called as Mickey Mouse Copyright Act, which comes up to like 110 years. So it doesn't make sure they don't fall into public domain and everything.
Brilliant. What answer? Brilliant. So basically, this is the 95 year, not 110. So, but that's okay. So basically, now they are the public domain. The Steamboat Willie character of Mickey Mouse that can be used anywhere without taking any licenses from Disney. And same with the Pooh the Tiger. So he also appeared in the same year. Brilliant answer, Roshan. But your connectivity is real bad. So I'll just request you move somewhere here and there and just make sure that your connectivity is good. Okay, so that is correct. So Titash, basically copywriting in the world of cricket. Kerry Packer did it first time with the pajama cricket, which we call the World Series cricket.
But I'm not sure, to be very honest, whether the first time anything was copyrighted in cricket because of that. I can when if you talk about copyright, one thing I can talk about when we are setting a cricket quiz these days, it's very important to be aware of the copyrights rules, because especially when you're conducting a quiz at a very mass scale, because even I've had these conversations with Cricinfo also. They themselves don't own the copyrights to all their own images. I mean, those are owned by Getty. So but there was this season of Crick IQ that we did with ESPN. During that, they said that during the prelims, don't use any images because we ourselves don't own our images. So
Right. That's
yeah,
why you have brilliantly used the illustrations and not images.
yeah,
That is one of the
exactly,
reasons, right?
exactly. That is
And
exactly the reason we have not used any images. We have only done the illustrations because of the copyright issue.
और दोस्तों secondly what good जो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा इस book में is Titash and Shom has credited each and every person and they've kept it very straight and simple. So wherever they have picked up anything from there, there's a note over here and they have credited to the right person, be it any website or as he said, Trick Info and all these things. So great, Titash, that for a quizzer that widens our domain. You can hit that place and then see a lot of things. So Titash, now you know why I'm taking so much time to read this book, because every link which you have given is a mecca of information. So doston, just grab this book. That's what I will say. I'm not saying it just for the sake that Titash is here, but Titash, I got to know later on, but this book has made me, means it's a must read every 2-3 pages every day. So that's the beauty of this book. Great. Okay, let's move on to the next question. And Titash will come to you after that. Here comes ball number 2. And all hands. And here it is. This, all of you should love this question. So we have a lot of hands, lower, upper, but it's okay as long as you don't get noticed. So we have Atharv Singh, we have Aditya Jalan, but we have Roshan from the podium, and then we have Abra Dubey. And we'll close it here. So first we'll move on the podium. Yes, Roshan. Sorry, Roshan. Yeah. What's the answer?
So my guess is Harmanpreet Kaur in 84 due to anti-Sikh riots in 84.
Brilliant. What an answer. Harmanpreet Kaur and 84 it is. So you didn't go for Dhoni. That was the googly one. And great. Brilliant answer. So connectivity is not in your favor, but definitely this today's quiz is in your favor, definitely. So great. So Titash, this jersey was retired, right? From the men's cricket, and
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
and Harmanpreet is wearing it, and that 84 is because of the rights. So brilliantly answered. So Titash,
I frankly would not have guessed it. I mean, great answer, Roshan. Fantastic answer. Seriously.
wow, great. So I can take credit of next co-authoring your next book, right? Okay, great. So this was Harmanpreet Kaur. I thought one of you will falter and go for, and हो सकता है जिन्होंने हाथ खड़े किए हो काफी लोग सोच रहे होंगे धोनी है, but great answer. So Titash, let's quiz on you, right? Let me throw a question for you. This is not for points. Just raise your hands. You need to identify all in this picture. So who all are there? Just raise your hands. And Titash can give a book to one who answers, right, Titash? So Sumukh and Omkar. So Sumukh is on stage. Let's give Omkar a chance. Yes, Omkar.
Yeah, hi, thank you for this opportunity. These are the co-authors, of course, Titash Banerjea and Shom Biswas, and the third person is Mike Brearley from England, former England Test captain.
Mike Brearley, is it? Titash, your comments?
Yeah. This is one of the great moments of my life. So yes, that is Mike Brearley. Yes.
Wow, tell us more about it. And by the way, Omkar, you get a book from Titash, right? Titash, do you know Omkar?
I have met him in a recently we did a Mimir quiz, which very good friend of ours, Sahil Sharma had said. He now lives in Australia. So it was a quiz on man of the matches in World Cup ODI World Cup encounters. So it's a great quiz. If you have not played it, get in touch with Sahil. It's his Twitter ID is @Fahil. So get in touch with him to play that quiz. It's a very nice quiz. Yes, regarding the Mike Brearley thing, so we were lucky to be invited to do a session at the recent Bangalore Literature Festival. And after the session is over, usually the authors are asked to go to the bookstore. Okay, they have a very large bookstore where they have copies of books from every single author who has been part of the Litfest. So I sat down there, and I was there. There were people who were buying my book and coming to sign it. But when I walked in, I realized that, Sudhamurthy was there, signing. And of course, I wanted to meet Sudhamurthy, but there was such a huge crowd around Sudhamurthy that it was impossible to meet her. Then there's this gentleman who walks in that you see on stream, Mr. Mike Braley. He walks in, I was like, wow, okay. But yes, thankfully the crowd had not gathered around Mr. Braley at that point of time. And I was able to gift him my book. And yeah, and also obviously get his book signed. So we bought 2 books. If you would allow me, then I can just show it to you as well. Just give me some time. Just give me a few seconds.
So that book is in form, right? So Tarun, you're off camera. You can get back on camera.
Yeah, so there are 2 books actually. So these are the 2 books. One is On Form.
Right.
Yeah. One is Spirit of Cricket. So these are the 2.
Wow. Great. What a moment. So good. Great one. So that's that must be a real prize moment for you meeting him.
Yeah, of course. As I said, one of the best moments of my life.
Great. Okay, so best moment of life for all of you who are on stage today and also those who are playing today is yet to come because the quiz is far from over. Now we'll quickly rush through the questions, Titash, because we are running out of time. So here comes the third one, and all the best. So we need to identify the circular thing and where it is. So we have Vanshaj, Khushmeet, Vishwadeep, Aditya Jalan. We'll just wait 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have Khushmeet from Podium. Yes, Khushmeet. What's your answer?
This is a natural clock which is in the new Parliament building.
Which clock is it?
Natural clock. It works from the sunlight, works with the sunlight.
Okay.
New
Okay.
Parliament.
Okay, so yeah, let's go to Vanshaj as well. Vanshaj, you want to improve on this?
This is a clock that works on sunlight, but it's based on the functioning of a pendulum. So it works like a pendulum and then the clock functions. This is in the New Parliament Central Hall, and the Central Hall also has the constellations that were at the time of independence.
Fine. Long answer. And Vishwadeep, finally, one more final try.
Sir, I have the same answer. It's definitely a natural clock which runs because of sunlight, and it has been installed in the new parliament, which has been recently inaugurated in this year.
Okay. So I'll give it to Khushmeet. So basically, this is new parliament. So that's right. This is a exact word is Foucault's pendulum.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether it runs by natural light, but this is a pendulum which is you can see in a lot of science museums. It's a rotation of the planet which it signifies, and it's always moving. So that pendulum which you're talking about that moves all the time, and it runs with solar. I don't think so, but we'll give it to you, Pushmeet, for identifying it.
Excuse me,
So
sir.
yeah.
So one thing I would like to add here, last month, me and Vanshaj got the opportunity to see this live in the new parliament.
Okay. Great. That's great. Privileged one. फिर तो आपको फोकल्ट पेंडुलम पूरा नाम पता होना चाहिए था फिर तो मुझे लगता है -5 देना चाहिए आपको ओके लीव इट टू अमरेश्वर बट ठीक है you will get it +10 but better answer would have been expected from you because you've seen it, but this is parliament is in the news all the time. That's why we kept this question. Okay, moving on, we'll quickly move on to next question and then we'll come to Titash. So before that, scores, Amreshwar, you want to tell the scores so far?
Yeah, Roshan is at 20. And Khushmeet is at 0 because if we add this 10, he had already taken a -10, so it's 0.
Okay.
Sohan, Sumuk, Advait, Tarun is still to score.
Okay, great. Thanks, Amreshwar. I know it's a very difficult job you're doing today. And missing Dhumki and doing this, you deserve something more. Okay, great. Okay, moving on to next question. Ball number 4. And here it is for all of you. Again, from the world of sports, you need to identify X and also connect. Okay, so we have Roshan Kushmeet from the podium, and we have Shashwat from the audience. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so yes, Roshan, what's the answer?
This is Max Verstappen. He won 19 Grand Prix in 2020, the current year, basically. He won 19 Grand Prix this year. Max Verstappen.
Brilliant. What an answer. This is, as you said, Max, and winning 19 times, a kind of record which went unnoticed, I think, in the all the spotlights of different games, but created all sort of records, broke all sort of records. Good one, Roshan. You are on fire today. Only thing is get a better connectivity next time. That will help. So, Titash, this is something which was missed from the sports arena. He created records like scoring consecutive, not just century, if you were to equate with cricket, scoring double centuries consecutive 19 times in 1 year. That's a sort of record Max made. And if you hit the website, he must have broken all the records, all time records in the world of F1. Continual
Most points scored and most victories in a season.
So imagine 19 and the remaining winners are just 2 and 1, right? So that's.
Yeah.
Can you recall some instance of something like that in cricket, West Indies era of 1975s?
No, it's similar to Australia era also, right?
Okay.
No, there were two times when Australia won 16 Test matches in a row. One was during the late 90s and early 2000s. You know, that streak was broken at the Eden Gardens in 2001, and of course we had the 16 match winning streak, which was broken at the WACA by India again. So it's but that's the equivalent of the uh, cricket, you could say Max Verstappen's achievement in cricket that I then think about. Also, Australia's 3 consecutive ODI World Cup trophies. So yeah,
But that's in 12 years, right? 1 year getting so
yeah,
much.
yeah. But 16 wins in a row would be that, right? Because they had a
Right.
continuous series of dominance.
Okay, great. So this book still up for grab. Still, we don't have a winner, looks like. Though Roshan seems to be taking with a bad connectivity. This book is something which will make him, I think, go for a better connectivity, but he's doing a great job so far. This book seems to be adding to him. But grab this book, all those who don't win it today. So, Tash, yeah, we are slightly coming to the end of the quiz. We'll quickly run through the final balls. And here it comes, ball number 5 for all of you. And I think I've lowered all your hands. Yeah. So here it comes. All the best. Quiz far from over. From the world of business, identify X, Y, Z. So we have Amreshwar going from Rohan from the podium. Amreshwar doing multiple things, and great. He was the first to raise his hand. Then we have Madhur. We'll close it here and first go to an Advait just in nick of time. So first, let's go to Rohan. Rohan, what's the answer?
Yeah, audible, right? So
Yeah.
X, I'll say, is the number of unicorns. And
Okay.
the only two in 2023 are Zepto and Incred, I think.
Brilliant. What an answer coming from a business master quizzer. This is, in fact, again, that is Bhupendra Singh. He's a IMA pass out. And in contrast, we have Vora and Palicha, who are not even Stanford. They joined Stanford during the COVID time, then suddenly got this idea. So what a contrast between the two unicorns, and that's the only two unicorns. So that's again missed out for this year, though we talked about a lot of achievements, especially in the stock market, the economy doing good. But when it came to startups in the world of unicorn, we had 22, 23 previous year, just two of them here. And in stark contrast. So Titash, this is something like one is Virat Kohli and others are Tilak Verma, what is Verma and Sanju Samson were doing great job today. So that's what is the world of startups. Anybody and everybody can do. Titash,
Yeah.
tell us about your startup, Gyan Space. What is it all about?
So we started in 2016 full time. And basically it's a knowledge services startup. So of course quizzes are part of it, any type of educational content is part of it. You know, if we also create things like crosswords or for companies, you know, whether it's online or on ground. And we also do workshops in schools, and I had the pleasure of doing some workshops on knowledge development recently at the Sunbeam Group in Varanasi. So, and of course, we do a lot of content for all these applications. So if you're on Amazon and you play quizzes there, those quizzes are done by us. Of course, those are very different type of quizzes because those are mostly either for product related quizzes or recent releases, or you know, it's about current affairs. Or there are various business quizzes also we have done, you know, for CNBC TV 18, which I'm sure a lot of the people here must have played.
Yep.
And we also have started to organize our own properties. One is, of course, the Kolkata Sports Quiz Festival, where we get various quizmasters from across Kolkata and also other places of India to conduct quizzes, and those people come and take part. So anything in the gamut of knowledge is basically what Gyan Space does. Of course, quizzes is the main part of it, and school quizzing, of course, is the area where we have focused the most. But of course, open quizzing has been there, especially with the ESPN Cricinfo's Cric IQ, which we did for many years.
Great. So looking forward to a lot of them in the coming year, Titash. And we are coming to the end of the quiz, final few questions.
Yeah,
But
please.
hold
I'm sure
on.
the participants have been waiting to get to the end
Right.
of the quiz, and I think we should definitely proceed with the questions.
Yeah, but hold on to that surprise. We are still waiting one surprise from you from that book, right? So we'll come to that. Just think about it, and maybe at the presentation ceremony, you can tell that
Sure,
surprise.
sure.
Just like Madan Lal pleaded with Kapil Dev, right? In that 25th of June 1983, एक ball मुझे दे दो, तो एक surprise दे दो, Titash, and hopefully that will set your book on fire, right? So just
Sure, I
think
think
about
we can
it.
do that once the questions are
Yeah,
over. I think
yeah,
people
right,
are
right.
waiting for the questions for sure.
Right. Okay, final few coming up. Before that, Amreshwar, you would like to tell the scores? One final.
So now we have Rohan, who has opened his account with 10. Roshan is leading all the way with 30. Khushmeet is at 0, minus 10 plus 10. Sumukh, Advait, Tarun is yet to open account in this round.
Right.
All
So
the very best.
Khushmeet playing just like a what Kalu Vitarna, right? Hitting big and getting caught also sometimes in getting answers. Okay, great. So good one, considering he's a school student, expected from him. Penalty bet ball coming up. We'll quickly do these final two questions in the presentation. Stay with us. Coming up, a big surprise element of the book coming from Titash. And here it comes. The penultimate ball. All the best. Identify X. From the world of India, business, whatever. And before I could say business, Rohan has already raised his hand, and we have Bishwajit from the audience, from the dugout, we say as it. And then we have Ritvik and Aditya Jalan. Okay, so that is the final layout, and we'll ask Rohan without wasting any time. Rohan, what's the answer?
There's a Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Bombay.
Taj Mahal for Navy.
The Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, yes.
And that's the first one for an exterior design.
Yep.
You mean Taj Mahal Mumbai or Taj Mahal Agra?
Yeah, Bombay. The Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Bombay.
Not the Agra one.
Gateway of India.
Brilliant. What an answer it is. That is the answer we were looking for. 120 years Taj completes this year. Not many of you know what Rohan knows, that this is still used as a kind of a lighthouse. That's a called triangulation point. The point from where they can take a reference, and you can see in that picture the ships in the ocean, and still use it in daytime. So that's what it is, and it's the first structure to get a sort of a copyright, intellectual property right. So on a lighter note, though I'm not an expert to comment on that, but you can copy Taj Mahal of Agra, but you cannot copy Taj Mahal Palace of Mumbai as a structure. Brilliant answer, brilliant answer. And moving on to the next one. Jaisa bol raha hu, quiz is far from over. Scores, I know the scores are there. So Rohan quickly catching up with 20, Roshan at 30, Khushmeet at 0, and others also. But still we have the final ball of the finals before the presentation. Let's see if Rohan makes it on this and makes it a tiebreaker just like last time we had. But what a scores it has been. Great. Thanks for joining, all of you. Thanks for joining for this quiz. And we'll have a presentation ceremony after this. So stay back for that. And of course, the surprise element of the book of spins, sixes, and surprises coming from Titash in the presentation ceremony. So here it comes. Again, thanks for all of you. Here it comes one final time, the final ball of this IQL 2023 year-end questions. From the world of entertainment, the final one. You need to be very correct with the order, X and Y. Just give me the two movies. What are the two movies, X and Y? We have Sumukh, Vishwajit, Amreshwar, Abra. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We'll close it here. Yes, Sumukh, can you show for the finale? What's X?
I think I know one, but anyways, I'll say Oppenheimer and
So which one is Oppenheimer? X or
X.
Y? Okay.
X.
Why?
And Y I will. And
Okay. Okay.
Y
Okay.
I will
Minus,
say. Yeah.
minus 10 to you. Otherwise, you're just giving a chance to others. Otherwise, Vishwadeep, your
Sir,
chance.
I will say it's Oppenheimer, and why I don't have any idea. I will guess just Oppenheimer.
So that is the beauty of this question. This why is the one which you need to know. Okay. Or whatever X. So Amreshwar, your time starts now. What is Amreshwar doing?
Is it Avatar? Why? I mean, X is Oppenheimer.
Water, yeah, shape of the water. Shit.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's why I kept it for the last. This is a big, big surprise. The movie.
RRR. Or no.
All of
No,
us
that was
miss.
last year.
Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Mario is the movie which lot of us, or most of us, as you can see here, don't know that this was the second highest grosser, and Oppenheimer was a distant third. Still running in the halls. That's why you see those cross marks, but very unlikely to make it in the top 2-1. So that's what it was basically. That's why I kept this question at the last. Sometimes it's so obvious, but you miss it out. Mario was the movie, and minus 10 to all of you who said raise your hand and answered it. Okay, so that is all for today's as a quiz. Now I'll open the chat as well, so you can comment what you liked about it. If you don't like, feel free to comment anything. And idea was that we come to an end in such a way that we get to know what we don't know, to be honest. I don't think a lot of you knew this, that Mario is the movie number 2 grosser. So Titash, one final comment from you. Any player you can recall as an unsung hero in cricket, means who was never given its due, just like Mario movie.
I'm going to talk about someone who's a bit controversial, especially not everybody is a fan of his commentary. I am also like very neutral about him, but Akash Chopra's contribution during the 2003 India-Australia series is something that is really unsung. He did not score a single half century. He just scored like 30s and 40s. But he stood at the crease with Virender Sehwag, blocked out the hostility of the Australian fast bowlers. So I think that is one performance or series of performances, not just one performance. Series of performances which actually is quite unsung. Similarly, another person who's, of course, now a commentator as well as a very prominent coach and a very good coach, that is Sanjay Bangar's performance, that 68 he made at Headingley during the 2002 match between India and England, which is, of course, remembered for the centuries by the big three of Sachin, Dravid, and Ganguly. But that 68 that Bangar made while looking extremely awkward, taking balls to the body and ducking and weaving, that is another very unsung performance of Indian cricket. So,
wow, great. So Titash, that was a surprise element from your book as well. Is it? Are they mentioned? Are these mentioned?
Yes, Sanjay Bangar's innings is actually talked about because that's the chapter. Actually, the interesting name of the chapter is it's called Murder in the Dark. So the 2002 India versus England Headingley Test match, where India won by an innings That match was where, so Edinburgh is known as a fast bowler's paradise, at least when it's overcast, and it was overcast. And but India under Saurav Ganguly took the call of playing two spinners, right? And said that we will bat first, and which was every what do you call, the commentator during that time was extremely surprised, that why on such a pitch which has greenery, overcast conditions, why would you choose to bat first? He said that our strength is spin. We have two of the best spinners in the world in Anil Kumble and Harbhajan Singh. We'll put up runs on the board and try to bowl the opposition out. And the Indian batters really stood up to the task. Bangar absolutely held forth. Then of course Dravid played probably what is his greatest innings. I would actually say that is Dravid's greatest innings, is 148, not his 233 in Adelaide, because that came under slightly easier batting conditions, but this was treacherous batting conditions. So Dravid's finest innings 148, Tendulkar's 193, and of course the most memorable part of that match was that phase of 9 to 10 overs on the second day, where the light was absolutely gone. Okay, and in those days, the umpires did not have the final call on deciding whether the batters go off. The batters had the final call. So the light was offered to Tendulkar and Ganguly. And they said that, no, we'll bat on. And England bowled bouncers. Caddick steamed in, Tudor steamed in, but Tendulkar kept hooking and pulling, and Ganguly also, really took apart the English bowling. So that phase of 9 overs, in pitch dark, where India scored around 93 runs, is one of the most remarkable batting, we have seen as authors. And that's why the chapter is called Murder in the Dark. So yes, there's a chapter with a very, how do you call it? A very dark name, or a very morbid name, which is called Murder in the Dark. But as a surprise, it's actually talks about a moment of great joy for Indian cricket.
Right. Great. Titash, it's a pleasure having you. And in fact, today was also, there was a murder in the dark in the form of Roshan, who was really literally hardly visible. But I'm trying to mute and unmute him. So Roshan, can you hear us? You are the winner for this beautiful book. This book comes your way.
Thank you.
And final words from you. Congratulations from all of us. And how did you feel about the quiz? Tell us about yourself. We don't know much about you.
So I'm Roshan. I'm from Coimbatore, from Tamil Nadu. So I'm working at a startup here. Actually, I do already have Titash's IPL quiz book. I'm planning to buy this book actually. Like last month, I bought Abhishek Mukherjee's, and I was planning to buy this book. I was waiting for it, so thankfully I got it. Yeah, and
Okay.
I was.
Do you have the IPL book?
Yeah, it's in a rack. I have Bertie Ashley and Titash Banerjea sir's IPL quiz book. So whenever IPL happens, I used to take the book and recall the moments. So yeah.
Okay. But we'll increase the sale of this book. I'll send it to you. Just you need to get in touch with me. And just say hi to me, and then you'll see the screen. Let me put the screen for benefit of everyone, those all who are joining for the first time. So these are my coordinates. Congrats, Roshan, joining from Coimbatore. But you really murdered in the dark today. But next time, have a better connectivity, right? So that murder is visible, more, more better light. Okay, great. So just keep a note of this. Send me your details. I will send this book to you. So congrats, Roshan. And our second winner is Rohan. Rohan, come back for you. How does it feel?
Thanks, Anurag. Very nice quiz, and Titash, great to have you here. Yeah. Thanks for the book in advance.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Rohan, इतनी जल्दी नहीं जान देंगे आपको. What's your heartbeat after 4 questions of finale?
As it is now. Doesn't matter.
Okay, great. So great going by all of you as well. Khushmeet, Advait, Sumukh, and Titash. Hope to see you next year. We'll come up with a pure cricket quiz. We'll take feedbacks from others, and if they're all okay into it, we'll keep a Bollywood with a cricket. Both the loves mingle together, and we'll have a joint quiz with you and Balaji as well. So that's it from our side. Thanks again. It extended to some time, but it was worth. I hope you all got the Gyan, the space of Gyan, which a co-founder of Gyan Space has given you. So a lot of thirst he must have generated and that murder in the dark. Don't miss it. Okay, that's it from all of us. See you next year. Wishing you all Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And thanks to everyone who stayed till the very end. So thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.